Ever wonder how to add more life to your later years, not just exist, but thrive?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're diving into something you might not expect, strength training for people over 60.
Yes.
And before you tune out thinking, oh, this is just about bulking up, trust me, it's not.
No, not at all.
So fill us in. What are we really talking about here?
It's about understanding how your body changes with time and adapting your workouts for maximum benefit. And we're not just talking abstract science here. This is based on over 150 studies, thousands of adults,
Wow.
and a decade of experience coaching people of all levels, even those recovering from surgery, you name it.
Okay, so we're talking about real results, not just theories.
Real results, yeah.
Where do we even begin? What's the biggest misconception people over 60 have about strength training?
Oh, the biggest myth. It's got to be that your ability to gain strength and muscle just vanishes after 60.
Right.
It doesn't. It changes, absolutely. But those changes are what we need to understand to unlock your true potential.
So it's not like our muscles are filing for retirement or something.
No, not at all.
There's hope, okay? But if it's not about age, just shutting everything down, what's the key difference between, say, a younger person hitting the gym and someone over 60?
Recovery.
Recovery.
It's the most significant difference. Imagine a young body like a phone that charges in minutes, boom, good to go. As we get older, it's more like that phone that needs to stay plugged in all night to reach full charge.
Okay, that visual really drives it home.
Right.
So our workouts need to reflect that slower charging time.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're just resting more between sets, or is there a bigger picture here?
There's a bigger picture, absolutely. It impacts everything from the exercises we choose to the number of sets and reps.
Okay.
But before we get into the specifics of what to do, let's talk about why this recovery shift is so crucial.
Right. Let's get into it. What's happening at the muscular level that makes recovery so important, especially as we get older?
It all comes down to muscle protein synthesis. This is the process of repairing and rebuilding muscle after a workout. As we age, this process, it slows down. If we don't give our bodies enough time to recover, we're essentially breaking down muscle faster than we can rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the opposite of what we want.
That makes sense. It's like we're constantly pushing that withdraw button without giving our bodies a chance to make a deposit.
Exactly.
So how does this knowledge about recovery time and muscle protein synthesis impact the way someone over 60 should approach strength training? Is it about slowing down, taking it easy, or is there a different strategy?
It's about working smarter, not necessarily harder. And that brings us to a crucial concept. Lower volume, higher load.
Okay, hold on. Let's break that down. Lower volume, does that mean we're doing fewer reps, fewer sets? I thought the point was to challenge ourselves.
It is. But think about it this way. Imagine trying to cram a week's worth of groceries into a tiny fridge. You can force it, but things will get messy, right? That's what happens when we push our bodies with high volume, when our recovery is slower. We're not giving those muscles a chance to rebuild effectively.
Okay, I'm starting to see the analogy here. So we're talking about being more strategic with our energy expenditure in the gym. We're not just throwing reps around willy-nilly. We're being mindful of our body's need to recover and rebuild. But what about the higher load part of the equation? Does that mean I need to start deadlifting my own body weight?
Not necessarily. Heavy is relative. It's about finding a weight that challenges you within a safe and appropriate range for your current fitness level. We want to send a strong signal to those muscles that they're still needed, and we're not going to let them fade away without a fight.
I love that fighting spirit. So instead of going for endless reps, we're focusing on quality over quantity, right? Fewer reps with a weight that makes those muscles really work.
Exactly. Quality reps with good form and a weight that truly challenges you are far more effective than just going through the motions with lighter weights.
This is making so much more sense now. But I have to ask, what does this magical lower volume, higher load workout actually look like? Give me the details.
Based on both extensive research and years of hands-on experience, the sweet spot seems to be around 3 to 4 exercises per session, max.
Okay.
This allows you to focus on quality over quantity and gives those muscles ample time to recover.
Only 3 to 4.
Yeah.
That seems manageable even with a busy schedule. But what kind of exercises are we talking about here? Is it all about those massive weight machines, or can we keep it simple?
We can absolutely keep it simple and effective.
Okay, good.
And when I say 3 to 4 exercises, I mean it.
Okay.
No need to spend hours in the gym. We're talking about compound movements.
Right.
These are exercises that work multiple muscle groups simultaneously,
Oh, okay.
making them incredibly efficient, especially when we're being mindful of recovery time.
Compound movements.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing,
Mm,
but also kind of intimidating.
right.
Give me some examples. What are we talking about here?
Think of movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses.
Okay.
These are foundational movements, really.
Okay.
They mimic how we naturally move in everyday life and engage large muscle groups, making them ideal for stimulating strength gains and boosting that metabolism.
Okay. Squats, deadlifts, those are bringing back some memories. Not all of them pleasant,
Right.
but I'm sensing a but coming here.
Yeah.
Surely you don't expect someone who's, over 60, maybe hasn't lifted anything heavier than a tea kettle in a while, to suddenly be pumping iron like a bodybuilder.
Of course not.
Okay, good.
And that's the beauty of these compound movements. They can be easily modified to fit anyone's current fitness level.
Okay.
We're not aiming for world records here,
Right?
but rather focusing on proper form, controlled movements, and gradually increasing the weight or resistance as you get stronger.
Modifications. Got it.
Yeah.
Not the sound of that. But let's talk about the practical side of things. I think a lot of people listening, myself included, are wondering how this strength training translates into everyday life. We've got the squats, the deadlifts.
Right.
But what about those moments like getting up from the floor after playing with the grandkids or carrying a heavy load of groceries?
That's where functional strength comes in.
Okay.
It's about training your muscles to work together in ways that directly translate to those everyday activities, making them not just easier but safer, reducing your risk of injuries.
Functional strength. I like
Yeah.
it. It's like strength training with a purpose. Give me some examples. What kind of exercises should we focus on to build this functional strength superpower?
Let's start with something as basic as walking.
Okay.
By building strength in your legs and core, you're not just walking, you're walking with more power, endurance.
Okay.
Climbing stairs becomes less of a chore. And yes, even getting up from the floor becomes smoother and more controlled.
So all those squats and lunges we're doing are actually preparing us for those real-life situations.
Exactly.
Suddenly, I'm feeling much more motivated to hit the gym.
Well, there you go.
But it's not just about leg strength, right? What about our core? I hear that word thrown around a lot, but I'm not always sure what it actually means in practical terms.
Your core is your powerhouse. It's the foundation for everything you do. From bending over to tie your shoes to maintaining good posture, a strong core helps protect your spine, improves balance, and reduces the risk of those aches and pains that can creep up as we age.
So it's about more than just like looking good in a swimsuit. It's about feeling good in our bodies every single day, right?
Yes, exactly.
What are some exercises we can do to strengthen our core and improve that all-important balance?
Planks are a fantastic way to build core stability. And the beauty of planks is that they can be modified to fit anyone's level.
Okay, good.
Start with a modified plank on your knees or even against a wall, and gradually work your way up to a full plank as you get stronger.
Planks. I got a love-hate relationship with those. But I appreciate that we can start where we're at and gradually challenge ourselves. What about balance? Any tips for improving that? I feel like my balance isn't what it used to be.
Something as simple as standing on one leg while you're brushing your teeth or waiting in line can work wonders for your balance.
Really?
It strengthens those stabilizing muscles and improves your coordination, making you less prone to stumbles or falls.
I've never thought of something as simple as standing on one leg as an exercise, but it makes so much sense.
It is.
It's those small, everyday habits that can make a big difference over time.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of functional strength training, right?
Yes.
It's about making those everyday movements work for you.
Yes.
Building strength, resilience, and confidence in your body's ability to, move through the world with ease and grace.
Exactly.
I love that ease and grace at any age. That's something I think we can all aspire to. But speaking of ease and grace, we've been talking a lot about the physical side of things, the workouts, the exercises.
Yeah.
But what about the role of nutrition in all of this? After all, we are what we eat, right? You know how they say you can't outrun a bad diet?
Right.
Well, that's especially true as we age.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about how to fuel those workouts and support our bodies with the right nutrition.
It's amazing how often people underestimate the power of food.
Right.
It's not just about calorie counting. It's about providing your body with the nutrients it needs to recover, rebuild, and thrive.
So it's not about deprivation or following some restrictive diet. It's about making smart choices that support our active lifestyles.
Exactly.
Where do we even begin? What are the key nutritional players we should focus on?
Let's start with protein.
Okay,
It's the building block of muscle.
right.
And as we get older, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we eat.
Mhm.
So this means we need to be even more mindful of getting enough to support muscle growth and repair.
Protein, I knew it. But how much are we talking about here?
Right.
Do I need to start carrying around like a tub of protein powder?
Well, while protein supplements can be helpful, I'm a big believer in getting your protein from whole food sources.
Okay.
Think lean meats, fish, eggs, beans, lentils, Greek yogurt. These are all excellent sources of protein that also provide a range of other essential nutrients.
Real food for the win. So we're talking about making those protein sources a regular part of our meals and snacks.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Aim for a palm-sized serving of protein at each meal, and you'll be well on your way to fueling those muscles.
Got it. So protein is covered. What about carbohydrates? I've heard so many conflicting things about carbs as we age. What's the real deal?
Carbohydrates are your body's primary source of energy,
Okay.
and they're especially crucial after a workout to replenish your energy stores and kickstart that recovery process. The key is to choose the right types of carbs.
Okay, so not all carbs are created equal. What should we be looking for?
Focus on complex carbohydrates like whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. These provide sustained energy and a wealth of fiber, which is essential for digestion, blood sugar control, and overall gut health.
So brown rice instead of white rice, sweet potatoes instead of French fries. Got it.
Exactly.
What about healthy fats? Where do those fit into the equation?
Healthy fats are crucial for hormone production, joint health, and they help us feel more satisfied after meals,
Right.
which can be helpful for managing weight and those pesky cravings.
Okay, so don't fear the fat. What are some good sources of healthy fats we can include in our diets?
Think avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, fatty fish like salmon. These are all packed with healthy fats that will nourish your body and support your overall health and well-being.
This is making me hungry.
Right.
So we've got our protein, our complex carbs, and our healthy fats. Is there anything else we should be considering in terms of nutrition as we, embark on this strength training journey?
Don't underestimate the importance of hydration.
Okay.
Water is essential for regulating body temperature, transporting nutrients to your muscles, and even lubricating your joints, which is crucial for preventing injuries.
You're preaching to the choir here. I'm a big believer in staying hydrated, but how much water should we be aiming for each day, especially if we're active?
A good rule of thumb is to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water each day.
Okay.
And if you're exercising, especially in warmer weather, you'll need to increase that intake.
Okay, I'm making a mental note to keep that water bottle handy.
Hey.
So to sum it all up, we're talking about fueling our bodies with protein, complex carbs, healthy fat, and plenty of water.
Yes,
It sounds like a delicious recipe for a healthier, more energized life.
it absolutely is. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making gradual, sustainable changes to your nutrition habits that support your overall health and fitness goals.
I love that. Gradual changes, big impact. Well, there you have it. We've covered the science of strength training for people over 60. The importance of functional fitness for navigating everyday life with strength and confidence.
Yes.
And the power of nutrition to fuel our bodies from the inside out.
It's all about understanding how your body changes with time and adapting your approach to fitness and nutrition to match those changes. You're capable of amazing things at any age. And by taking those first steps today, you're setting the stage for a healthier, happier, and more vibrant future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh.
Now,